We booked our Longtail boat tour around Koh Phi Phi the way a lot of people do, by walking up to the beach and talking directly with one of the boat captains. We were smart enough to check out the boat first, make sure it looked safe and comfortable, but as it turns out, there were a few other questions we should have asked before heading out. So in this video, we're sharing the lessons we learned the hard way, plus a full look at our route and what we'd do differently next time. Whether you're planning your first Phi Phi tour or just curious what it's like, stick around. Lesson number 1, Maya Bay isn't always a beach stop. Maya Bay is one of the most famous spots in Thailand, thanks in large part to The Beach, that 2000 film with Leonardo DiCaprio. Since then, it's become a bucket list stop for travelers around the world, and yes, we went there, but we didn't actually get to walk on the beach. We were told we'd stop at Maya Bay, but our captain anchored offshore. We swam nearby and enjoyed the view, but if walking on that beach, in that bay, is something you've been dreaming about, make sure to ask in advance. Not every tour has a permit to land, and not every boat will mention that up front. Lesson number 2, your captain, or the weather, might change the plan. We expected to visit Monkey Bay, but instead our captain took us to Wang Long Bay. There were a couple monkeys on the cliffs, but it wasn't the up-close experience we thought we were getting. That said, Wang Long Bay is beautiful in its own right. The towering cliffs and narrow inlet feel wild and dramatic, and it's definitely worth seeing. If there are spots you really care about, though, double-check the itinerary and keep in mind things can shift on the fly. Sometimes it's the captain's call, and sometimes the weather plays a role. For example, Maya Bay is occasionally closed if the waves or wind make it unsafe to land. We weren't too disappointed. We'd already seen dozens of monkeys on Monkey Hill in Phuket, so we weren't exactly monkey deprived. Lesson number 3, alcohol restrictions apply, even at sea. We had this idea of relaxing on the boat with a cold beer while cruising the islands, but yeah, that didn't happen. We knew about Thailand's alcohol sale rules, but we kept forgetting until we were already standing in front of the store with that familiar no alcohol sales sign. In case you're new to it, you can't buy alcohol between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. or after midnight unless you're at a licensed bar or restaurant. Our tour left during that off-hours window and the boat didn't provide drinks, so we were out of luck. We did bring our own water, thankfully, but if enjoying a drink on board is part of your plan, check the time before you shop and stock up in advance. Lesson number 4, not all boats are created equal. We booked our boat right on the beach, a classic longtail with wooden benches, an open deck, and no extras. And honestly, it was fine for a simple outing. But it was also pretty bare bones, and when we ran into a bit of engine trouble later in the trip, we started to question our choice. You can also book luxury longtail boat tours through local vendors in town, and they're a completely different experience. These upgraded boats usually come with padded cushions, shaded seating areas, Bluetooth speakers, towels, snacks, and sometimes even champagne. You can't book the luxury boats directly from the beach. You'll need to reserve ahead through a tour agency or your hotel, but they typically offer clearer communication, more comfort, and a smoother experience all around. Looking back, we definitely would have splurged for the upgrade or at least booked through an agency, especially for a longer day out on the water. Not only would it have been more comfortable, but booking through a tour agency or hotel also tends to be more reliable. You're more likely to get a well-maintained boat with a vetted captain, a clear itinerary, and help if something goes wrong, like say engine trouble in the middle of your trip. Okay, so things didn't go exactly according to plan. But hey, it's hard to complain when you're cruising through turquoise water, marveling at the limestone cliffs in an iconic wooden boat. Despite the surprises, we had an awesome time. Here's where we went, what we saw, and why we'd still do it all over again, just maybe with a few tweaks. We started our tour on the beach just south of Tonsai Pier, technically Ao Tonsai Beach, where the longtail boats line up in the morning, ready to take people out exploring. From there, we headed south toward our first stop, Maya Bay. Even though we didn't land on the beach, we did stop for a swim, and it was terrific. Floating there with those towering limestone cliffs around us, definitely a highlight. Next, we cruised over to Wang Long Bay, a dramatic little inlet surrounded by steep cliffs. Some people were swimming there, but we didn't. We'd just gotten out of the water at Maya Bay, and our captain had anchored pretty close to the narrow, busy entrance, so it didn't feel safe with boats coming and going. Our final stop was Blacktip Reef Shark Point off the coast of Phi Phi Don. This was our snorkeling spot, and while the current was strong, the reef was full of colorful fish, no sharks, and really lively underwater scenes. Then we made our way back to Phi Phi Don, sun-soaked and happy, even if a little salty. And now here's the full route brought to life. our Longtail boat tour around Koh Phi Phi captured in 3D with Relive.